And we are live. Welcome in, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Once again tonight, as we got college basketball in store here with the play-by-play action of this one. Number 3, the Kansas Jayhawks on the road, 16-3, 5-1 in the Big 12 Conference so far this year. Also 5-1 on the road, winners of their last 4 straight games, taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. In this one, Oklahoma State still winless in the Big 12 at 0-6, 10-9 overall for the Cowboys. 5-5 at home so far this season, but coming off a win on Saturday in the SEC Big 12 Challenge at Texas A&M. Hey, welcome on the stream right now, MTG 3D Super. Welcome here. You came on early onto the stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. Welcome in, Old Head Deuce, Ryan, Landon, Patrick. Hello, everybody, and I appreciate everyone for stopping by here. So this game has been moved over to ESPN2, actually. It was supposed to take place on ESPN. Yes, so that's what they're showing right now on ESPN, Kobe's final game. They are showing right now over on ESPN, so they moved that to ESPN. They're putting this game over to ESPN2 for this one. I had this whole thing basically planned out over the weekend to cover these two teams here, so I had everything planned out, so I did plan to cover these two teams for you guys, and I really do want to watch Kobe's last game over again. I was watching during my lunch break today highlights of the Celtics versus Lakers, like in the finals back in like the 08 finals there and 09 finals with the two teams. I was watching that during my lunch break today, but man, it was just one of the roughest days I've had, like so tough, like in a long time. Like it was just so tough trying to get through today. It seemed like the whole world was just moving in slow motion. So yeah, welcome guys in the stream. Ultimate Champ, thanks so much for stopping by. Yes, we had a huge dedication stream over to Kobe yesterday. Big thank you everyone who tuned into that big dedication stream, and of course, Kobe still, his legend. It's right here next to me as, yep, Lakers, Clippers, tomorrow got postponed. Definitely, it's up to the player's choice right there, and I hear the players for sure that that they postponed that. But man, it's just so tough today trying to get through without Kobe. It's just it like every single hour ticking by. It just doesn't even feel real still, like sinking in. Hey, welcome in Maddie Joe on the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. 24 subs for 1K. That is incredible here. Yes, 24 subs for 1K. We're at 976, so how about that? 24, the legendary number. I feel like they need to retire that. Every single team in the NBA needs to retire the number 24. Dallas Mavericks, when Mark Cuban, he put out yesterday that they are retiring the number 24 in the NBA, so that they're retiring Kobe's number there, but I feel like every single team now in the NBA needs to retire 24. You can even put number 8 in there as well, what Kobe wore at the beginning of his time for the Lakers. You can also put that, but what great sportsmanship by all the teams yesterday into today for the NBA. 24-second shot clock violations, 8-second violations to start out the game. It was just great, great sportsmanship there to appreciate one of the greatest in the NBA ever to play the game. What am I going to stream tomorrow? I'm going to stream college tomorrow. I got Florida State against Virginia, I believe, in the first game at 7. And then Duke against Pittsburgh in the second game at 9. So that's what I do plan to stream tomorrow. 2 college games back to back. I know, Landon. Next few weeks, this will be tough to get over. It's just so young. 41 years old, and just his daughter, too, 13. It's just, man, it's just terrible. I mean, his daughter was going on to bigger and greater heights. She would have been in the WNBA. It's too bad. Yes, indeed. Loss of words for sure. Old Head Deuce. Hey, welcome in, Alex. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Welcome in, Hayden, on the channel. Yes, Rip Kobe. You'll never be forgotten. And Dee Dee, welcome on the channel. Dee Dee, thanks so much for stopping by. Kenneth, welcome on the channel. I know, I was in the same boat as you, Ken. I was just speechless when I first heard the news there. It didn't seem real at all. I couldn't believe it. That is awesome. The Pistons tonight wore Kobe Bryant jerseys. Wow. That is great class there for the Detroit Pistons. Every single team in the NBA, like, respect from what they've done the past last night into today. Welcome on Sportscaster K-Ball girl. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're gonna tip off this game approximately like 3 to 4 minutes or so with tip off. Oklahoma State taking on Kansas. Vaughn puts in the chat, guess what he thought, that those gangsters were going to leave him alone, but those gangsters trying to give him his attention, and here we go again. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Vaughn. Try to avoid those kids as much as possible there in your gym class. Yeah, if it keeps up, man, or you might just want to go to the gym teacher about that and keep on letting him or her know about the situation there. Yes, Ken is fun NBA toys and whatever videos. Yes, you had told me that. I got the comment you had put on one of my videos there. 10:30 p.m. Friday, Lakers versus Portland. Okay, so that's the next Lakers game. It's on Friday. I know, man. It's just so tragic. It's terrible. I was driving home yesterday, like an hour drive home back to my house around 3:30 to 4:30, and I was just tearing up. It was so sad. It was like the whole world was moving in slow motion. I watched the ABC special last night too about Kobe. It was just, oh man, it just brought tears afterwards, just thinking about everything that he did on the court and everything he wanted to accomplish after that. He even did a short film that he was recently awarded with his short film. It was like a 5.5-minute film. I watched the film yesterday right after the ABC special that they have. It's incredible that they were able to put that together in like not even a day's worth of time. They had like 5 hours to put that together. That was insane how like ABC had to produce like a 1-hour show in like 5 hours worth of time, just dig up all Kobe's past historical, just big time moments from his career in the archives and just dig it up and piece that together. Yes, so Lakers and Clippers, that has been postponed, so no Lakers-Clippers game tomorrow night on TNT. It's definitely going to be an emotional night on Friday at the Staples Center. Definitely, Landon. Kobe wants us to keep it rolling here, just be ourselves and keep on pushing forward and keep on pushing basketball forward, and that is exactly what Trae Young did last night for the Atlanta Hawks. Incredible game. Him and Devin Booker yesterday. They shot the ball 24 times. Both of those two combined for 81 points total in between Trae Young and Devin Booker from those two games that they played in yesterday. Trae Young, he had 45 points. Just, man, Trae Young is going to be like going to take over like the NBA, I feel like. He's already due it, averaging just like around 30 points per game or so. He gets his first ever NBA All-Star nod as a starter in his second year ever in the NBA. It's just incredible there for Trae Young. But what an emotional game yesterday. I saw the highlights from Trae Young there, but man, it was just awesome to see for Trae Young to perform like that, given what the day entailed throughout or so. Just such an emotional day, but man, it was just rough to get through yesterday. Hey, welcome on Sportscaster, Gunners Lover 192. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yes, Hayden puts Kobe and his daughters looking over us. One of the things, though, Kobe and his daughter, I feel like from the pictures, they seem like really close with each other. So they're together up there. It's just so sad. Yeah. They're having on ESPN right now the farewell with the game against the Utah Jazz. His last game, he dropped down 60. Alright, so we're going to get ready here for tip-off in just a moment. Kansas on the road for this game, 7.5-point favorites, taking on Oklahoma State. Kobe is looking over LeBron. Oh, man, I heard something terrible, that BBC, on one of the BBC broadcasts, they put on the wrong footage. Instead of putting on Kobe footage, they put on LeBron footage during the BBC broadcast yesterday. That was terrible. Oklahoma State Coming into this game, winners in their last game over Texas A&M on the road at College Station. We're going to tip off this basketball. This game taking place at the Cowboys' home court tonight at Oklahoma State, as they are winless right now in the Big 12 Conference, 0-6, trying to change it tonight. Ball gets tipped off. Kansas gets the basketball as they dribble it past the half-court logo. Yep, they were going to a AAU game. They were going to Kobe's Institute there that they have it at the Mamba Institute. Kansas with the basketball, swings it over to the left elbow, passes over to the right wing. They take a three. Christian Braun puts it up, no good. Hits the back iron, offensive rebound. They put up the shot, and Kansas gets fouled. 2 shots going up at the free throw line by Ochai Egbaji, the Kansas Jayhawks, with 19:35 left to go in the first half. We just started out the stream, everyone. We thank you so much for being a part on the broadcast tonight here for the play-by-play on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. First shot by Kansas. It's up. It's good. 1-zip to score in this one. Bill Self, 19-10 record against Oklahoma State. Second shot coming up by Kansas here at the free throw line. Ochai Egbaji with his second one. This one's up. This one is good. 2-zip. Early lead right now by the Jayhawks. Oklahoma State first possession. They dribble past the half-court logo now, swing it out to the right wing of the three-point perimeter, and put the ball into the hands of Cameron McGriff, the senior. He's the one of 2 seniors in the starting 5 alongside Lindy Waters. Passes over to the left elbow now, and they have it at the free throw circle. Looking to pass it here for Oklahoma State. Swings it back to the top of the key. They take a 3. This one's up. Hits the front rim. No good, and gets rebounded by Kansas. Kansas with the basketball now. Through the first minute of the first half, they have the basketball top of the key. Dotson with it at the right wing. Takes a 3. No good. Hits the back iron. Ball gets tipped all the way to the backcourt. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kansas. Oklahoma State gets it back with 19 minutes left to go in the first half. So 6 nights ago, Kansas got in a big basketball brawl with their in-state rival Kansas State, resulting in 2 suspensions there for players. Dave McCormick serving his last game of the 2-game suspension, and Silvio Da Sosa was the one who picked up the stool, as he has got a 12-game suspension. This is his 2nd game served out of the 12th. Oklahoma State second possession. Bad pass stolen away by Christian Braun to Kansas. Kansas going to the hole. They try to put up the shot, and they get fouled. Going in there, and a dribble drive into the lane stops the clock with 18:36 left to go in the first half. Hey, no problem, DMV Alex. I appreciate it, man. Yes, you too. Have a great night, and I'll definitely catch you soon, man. And definitely, let's keep on going to 1K, everybody in the channel. This is awesome, guys. 18:34 left to go in the first half right now. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan's. He's got 4 more subs to go to 200, so make sure, guys, to sub over to Ryan's channel. He does sports highlights. He did the buzzer beater one at halftime. I saw that one, the Kansas Texas Tech one that they call it. That was crazy. Oklahoma State gets the rebound off the missed 3 by Kansas, swings it over to the left wing perimeter into the hands of Cameron McGriff. McGriff passes over top of the key. It's Isaac Likely swings this one over to the left baseline. Dribble drive to the bucket, and that ball goes off the foot of a Kansas player out of bounds. And Oklahoma State will inbound it. Oklahoma State will get the inbound here in the front court, as this will be Caleb Boone inbound, passing it over to the free throw circle. Cowboys have the basketball. Top of the key, Isaac Likely. Likely dribbles now to the left baseline, swings it back to the right corner. They take a 3. It's up, and it's no good. Air ball. Battle for the rebound, and Boone last touched it. Out of bounds by Oklahoma State. 17:52 left to go in the first half. Kansas will get back the basketball. Once again, it's been a struggle so far with these 2 teams from the court. Kansas, 0 for 3 from the floor. Oklahoma State 0 for 2, nothing going down so far. Kansas with the basketball, dribbling past the half-court logo. Marcus Garrett swings it over to the left wing into the hands of Christian Braun. Passes over right wing. Back over to Braun in his hands. Braun passes back over to Devon Dotson. Dotson swings it over to the left wing. Back over to Dotson, moving towards the right wing. Bounce pass inside to Gbaji. Over to Garrett now. Garrett takes the jumper and the key. This one rattles up, and it goes up and in for 2. The first bucket of the game right now for Zip Jayhawks. Cowboys with the basketball. They have it at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. They make their move top of the key, swings it out to the right wing once again. Oklahoma State takes a deep two. This one's up, no good. Hits the back iron, ball tips around to get the offensive rebound by Oklahoma State. Passes it back out to Likely. Likely swings it over to the left baseline here, Caleb Boone. Back out on top now for Oklahoma State. Spin move into the key. Going dribble drive. Low post. Shot gets blocked by Kansas. Here goes Kansas with transition numbers. 3-on-2. Fast break. Going up and in right there with a layup. They put it in for 2 by Devon Dotson. They're off to a hot 6-zip start. Dotson, 22.7 assists against Tennessee back on Saturday. Oklahoma State with the ball now through the first 3.5 minutes or so of the first half. Likely swings it over to the left wing. So that's into the hands of Lindy Waters. Passes back over to Isaac Likely, moving towards his right. Swings it back to the left corner 3. This one's up, no good. Nothing going on as far as like good looks so far by Oklahoma State. They missed it. Kansas grabs the rebound, moving it around the perimeter to the low post. Inside, the ball gets tipped up in the air. They do get it right back though to Azubuike. Swings it back out wide. That's a 3 taken. Christian Braun puts it up. No good. Azubuike pulling in the rebound though. Offensive board Kansas. Low post Azubuike. Swings it back out to Dotson. Dotson at the left wing. Dribbles now to the top of the key. Passes over to Garrett. Swings it out to the right corner. This 3 is up. No good. Isaiah Moss a little bit wide. And it gets rebounded by Oklahoma State. Cowboys with the basketball. Struggling shooting for both of these teams so far. Cowboys need some good looks. They got it at the left corner. 16 minutes. And counting down left to go in the first half. They swing it over to the right corner. 3-point perimeter. Dribble drive. Spin move. Inside. Puts it. A little bit too strong off the backboard. No good. But we have a foul. Low post in the play here as bodies collide. I think it's number 1, Jonathan Lawrence, with number 30 of Kansas, Achai Agbaji. As Agbaji is down right now, being attended to by the medical staff in the court right underneath the basket. So hopefully everything's okay with Agbaji. Man, got a big hit right there. We're going to take a step aside here. Looks like we're going to go straight to break on the channel. Alright, let's see what we got back in the chat. Ken putting out here is going to take a break from texting. And we got Hayden here on the channel. Hayden putting out, Kansas has a huge game coming up. Yep, Saturday they take on, did they take on Texas Tech Saturday? Yep, they do. Saturday against Texas Tech. You got a big schedule coming up there for Kansas. Then they play Baylor on February 22nd. Yeah, a lot of the Big 12 teams, they're basically going into the meat of their schedule for February. That's where Baylor plays a lot of the top 25 teams out from the Big 12. West Virginia, I think they have a game against coming up into February, I think, with West Virginia. Hayden puts out Duke's overrated this year. Yeah, Duke defensively, man, they're just not that great what like Duke has been from the past. I can honestly see Duke out early in a tournament. I don't think they're a first round upset, but maybe in the second round they might get upset there for Duke. And yeah, North Carolina is I'm going to see if they won today. That game was a little bit earlier against NC State, but I saw that they were up against NC State. Didn't see the final score, though. But, yeah, going into that game, UNC was 9-10 with their record. Cole Anthony has been injured for, like, over the past month or so. Let's see what that score is as I check it up here. North Carolina did beat NC State tonight, 75-65. Yeah, it's still going to be tough to come back from that and be in the tournament. I don't see it happening. North Carolina's just going to have to win straight out. They'll have to win every single rest of their games for like the regular season. No bad losses in there for UNC if they're going to make the tournament. And then go all the way basically to the ACC championship game and see what their fate is to be determined on Selection Sunday for NC State. And Ken is back from texting. Welcome back, Ken, here on the channel once again. So right now we're just on break. Going to get back to action here in a couple moments. 15:40 left to go in the first half. These two teams struggling scoring, though, so far from the floor right now. Ryan was watching biggest upsets, 2010 to 2019. And Duke lost in the first round 2 years straight. Yes, I remember I think I was a junior in high school. Duke lost against Lehigh. They lost against Lehigh one of the years I was in high school. I think it might have been my freshman year, and then or maybe my sophomore year, and then my junior year they lost against Mercer in high school. Yeah, it was Mercer is the one that was my junior year because UMass played against Tennessee, and UMass was a 6 seed, and they got absolutely obliterated against Tennessee, who was an 11 seed. We're back to action now. Oklahoma State just scored, so 6-2 to score. Kansas with the basketball. They have it at the left wing of the perimeter. Swings it back out to the right wing. Bounce past Dotson over to Garrett. Passes over to the left corner. Now they move it over to the top of the key. That's a 3 taken. Kansas puts it up, and it goes through for 3 right there off the triple by Christian Braun. 9-2 to score. Oklahoma State with the basketball. Through the first 5 minutes of the first half so far, they pass it over inside the low post, back in their way there. They try to go with a jumper. Kansas commits the foul, low post on Yadoka Azubuike. He picks up the foul with 15:04 on the clock. Ken putting out here, he puts a top 5 favorite for a YouTuber. I appreciate it there. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kansas has been pretty good since the fight in the last game. Yeah, they did win against Tennessee, but it's a whole lot closer than I thought. For that game against Tennessee. They should have blown out Tennessee, in my opinion. That shot, no good by Oklahoma State. Rebound by Kansas. Kansas with the basketball, top of the key. Dribbling now to the left wing. Swings it back out to the left corner here for the Jayhawks. And we have another stoppage in time. So that's going to be a foul picked up. Defensive foul by Oklahoma State. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday school days are so long. Oh, man, I feel you, Hayden. That's what it used to be when I was in school. College, for me, too, used to be so long. Left wing 3, taking Kansas off the mark, no good. But, yeah, I graduated college 3 years ago, so my days go by, like, so much faster nowadays. Oklahoma State misses the layup. They dish it back outside in the offensive rebounds. Right corner shot fake, dribble drive here, swings it back out wide to the left corner. Oh, nice passing. They're going to take a 3, and Boone can't convert on the 3-point shot. They can't hit anything so far from the floor. 14-10 left to go in the first half. Kansas with a defensive rebound in the basketball. They have it at the right wing with Azubuike dribbling top of the key. Bounce pass low post. Garrett puts up the shot. That was an ugly looking shot. Well wide of the rim right there towards the left corner of the backboard. Not even close. Well away from the block right there. As the ball gets rebounded by Oklahoma State. They take it up the court, and Oklahoma State commits a foul offensively. And it will go right back over to Kansas. Oh, wow. So Loyola Chicago projected to get back in as a 13 seed this year. That's a tight conference. The Missouri Valley. I think it's either going to be Loyola Chicago or Northern Iowa. I like Northern Iowa, though, this year to prevail in that Missouri Valley. I think they got like a record of, I think it's like 16-3 right now. They look really good. Left corner for Kansas, dribbling with the basketball. That's going to be another foul picked up by Oklahoma State. Number 21 for the Cowboys picks up the foul. Lindy Waters, the senior. So Kansas will inbound it. Hayden putting out 2016. There's an unknown Tino's, like the 10th seed that went to the Final Four, but they lost to Michigan and Villanova. Won to Kansas, but Villanova won the whole thing. I think somebody went like a deep seed. I remember Kansas State was a 9 seed. They went to the Elite 8 but lost to Loyola Chicago. That's a right corner 3. Kansas puts it up, and that one is good. 12-2 now the score. 13:05 left to go in the first half. Oklahoma State with the basketball. They have it low post, and we have a foul committed on the court. Stops the time. Villanova indeed is picking up right now. That Big East, some of those teams at the top of the Big East look really dangerous. Seton Hall looks like a tough out in the tournament. Villanova is just on a complete tear right now as well. Those two teams are going to be tough to get out of the tournament. Oklahoma State will inbound. Pass over to the right corner perimeter. Now they dribble over to the right wing at the edge of the Gallagher Arena logo A. They pass it to the right baseline. Low post floats up the shot. It rolls around the rim, up and good for the Cowboys. Finally, they make something. 12-4 to score. Kansas with the basketball. Left wing perimeter. They pass it over now to the right corner. Isaiah Moss, the transfer from Iowa, swings it back out to Enaruna. Now passes low post into the hands of Marcus Garrett. Garrett swings it back out wide to Moss. Moss with a 3. This one off the mark. No good. Rebound Oklahoma State. Cowboys with the ball now. 12:30. Left to go in the first half. They dribble at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Swings it over to the right baseline, Oklahoma State. Before they took the shot, was fouled by number 13 of Kansas, Tristan Enaruna. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like down below. Hit the subscribe button as well, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by here as we are on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Ultimate goal tonight, we'll see if we can get there. 24 likes tonight. If we can get that on the stream, that would be fantastic, guys. Just keep on smashing the thumbs up here tonight. Kansas up by 8. 12:30 left to go in the first half. Oklahoma State will get the inbound in just a moment. Hey, welcome in. I don't know anymore. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it here. Ken's favorite team in the NBA is the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, I haven't done Chicago a whole lot this year. I usually do whatever's on national TV, but Chicago is one of those teams, one of the younger teams that they should be in the playoffs. I feel like probably not next year or so, but they keep on rising up. They'll be in the playoffs in like a couple years from now. Them, Memphis, the Atlanta Hawks, those teams all have like bright futures in store for them once we go like around like 2025, 2026 later in time. Yep, 24 subs to go as well until we get to 1K. Missed shot in the key by Oklahoma State. Rebound by Kansas. Kansas gets the basketball, dribbles past the half-court logo, swings it over to the right corner. Moss shot fake, dish it back out on top. Now over to Marcus Garrett, swings this one to the left wing of the perimeter. They dish it back out to Garrett. Garrett, the right wing. Dribbling with the basketball, makes his move inside. Feeds it over to his teammate off the fingertips of Enaruna. Stolen away now by Oklahoma State. Likely. Swings it back over. That's a 3. Oklahoma State just jacking up shots. Not even close right there. With just one pass, one shot. Gets rebound by Kansas. Kansas with the basketball. 11:45 left to go in the first. Swings it over to Christian Braun. Braun takes a 3. This one's up. This one is money. Christian Braun, by the way, had a huge game off the bench. He's got 6 so far. In this one, he had a pretty big game off the bench against Kansas State in the basketball brawl game there 6 nights ago. Hey, welcome in, Techie800, my man. Thanks so much for stopping by in the channel. I appreciate it once again. Oklahoma State, they're trailing by 11 as Kansas leads it. Oklahoma State with the basketball. Left baseline jumper. That's just a complete air ball as there's 2 players offensively fighting over the basketball. Oklahoma State gets it back somehow. They take a 3 and it's up and good. That is one that just saved them right there. Early stage of the game. First 9 minutes. And that 3-point shot might have saved them to get right back in the game. Chris Harris Jr. made it. Kansas with the basketball. At the left corner baseline. Dribble on Oklahoma State. Gets the charge in the low post. Number 12 for the Cowboys. Cameron McGriff, the senior, takes the charge. And Kansas turns it over. So the Cowboys will get back to basketball right here, right after these commercial messages on the stream. So let's see, right back over on the chat. Yeah, hard to play today for sure, Old Head Juice. Never mind yesterday. Yesterday was even worse, like 3 hours after the players heard of Kobe's passing. I couldn't imagine what those players were feeling like, especially the ones that did play with him during his time, or the ones that didn't even play yesterday because they sat out. But man, the ones that met him or so, it's just terrible. Or even the ones that grew up playing with him, like Carmelo. I saw the highlights of Carmelo yesterday with a video, and he was just tearing up right at the tip-off. It was just so sad. Hayden putting out top 3 biggest bust of all time in the NBA. Anthony Bennett, Greg Oden, and there's tons of other busts, and Markelle Fultz he puts there too. Yeah, Markelle Fultz had like a triple-double, I think, like a week and a half ago, but he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. He was the number 1 pick when he was on a Washington Huskies team that won like 9-22. Hey, welcome in here, Pat's Nation Tattoo. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yes, rip to Kobe. And man, it's just tough. Prayers out to everybody there, especially the rest of the families involved there, especially Kobe's wife. Man, it's just terrible. Like, I can't imagine what she's going through today. Kobe's wife, his children that he leaves behind, the youngest daughter that wasn't even a year old. It's just a terrible situation. I appreciate Pat's Nation Tattoo. Thank you so much for stopping by once again here. One of the coaches too on that flight, on the helicopter ride, that he used to coach in the Cape Cod Baseball League. I think it was like 20 years ago. He coached like an hour and a half away from me in Brewster, Massachusetts, in the Cape Cod Baseball League on Cape Cod, and then he was a community college head coach now for baseball, and he was on that flight. Hayden's excited for this year's draft, June 25th, which is on a Thursday, and Hayden's a Warriors fan, and Steph Curry is injured, Klay Thompson is injured, so Golden State's probably going to get the top 5. Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the draft there, but for Golden State next season, you guys should feel just really optimistic for next season there for Golden State, because definitely you'll be able to make the playoffs there for Golden State, barring any like other injuries that happen. And Eric Paschall is having a pretty good season with his first year here. That's something to be excited too about Eric Paschall's progression moving forward throughout like his NBA career. So that's something there that's working for Golden State. And Ken is taking another break from texting. Well, welcome back, Ken, to the channel once again. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like, hit the subs here, as I call play-by-play basketball action, everyone. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 10:50 left to go in the first half. 15-7 is the score as Kansas leads it. Oklahoma State with the basketball. They dribble it now at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Swing it back out top now into the hands of Jonathan Laurent. Moves it over to the left elbow. They back their way inside the low post for Oklahoma State. Turnaround jumper in the key. No good. This one hits the rim short. They get the offensive rebound, though. Pass it over to Chris Harris Jr. He takes a three. This one's way off the mark. Hits the bottom left part of the backboard. Kansas grabs the rebound. Jayhawks with the ball. 10:25 left to go in the first. They swing it over to the left wing. Kansas moves it now to the top of the key. Tristan Enaruna. Back over to Isaiah Moss. Moss with the ball, and that will be a foul committed in the court, as that's an offensive foul by Kansas, and the basketball will go right back over to Oklahoma State with 10:19 remaining. Hey, welcome back, Bradley, on the channel. I appreciate it, Bradley. Thank you so much for stopping by again. 15-7 to score, 10:15 remaining. Oklahoma State struggling. Can't even hit a shot. They're 3 for 17, 1 for 8 from downtown. I'm doing pretty well today. This day has just been moving by slowly, trying to make the best of it I can, as much as I can. Still just torn over yesterday's passing of Kobe here, but of course he would want us to live our lives every single day and just move on. So I'm always gonna remember what incredible stuff he did there, but he'll never be forgotten. It's just one rough day today, just waking up, but I'm getting through it the best as I can. Oklahoma State misses a shot. Rebound by Kansas with 9:30 on the clock. Kansas has it at the top of the key. They take a three. This one is up. This one is good. Tristan Enaruna puts it up and through for 3. 18-7 to score. 9:20 left to go in the first half. Oklahoma State just one pass and they try to score inside and they miss the layup. Kansas gets back the basketball. You got to pass the basketball a whole lot more, Oklahoma State. 3 or 4 passes. This corner 3. Left corner is up and good. This one's getting out of hand. 21-7. Timeout on the court right now by the Cowboys when 9:07 left to go in the first half. Not a good start at all for the Cowboys in this one. They're 0-6 in the Big 12. This one looking like more like Miami against Duke back on Tuesday. Hayden putting out here, I'm such a good commentator. Have I ever thought about being a commentator? Yes, I actually have thought about being a commentator someday, definitely. I appreciate it. I do work in radio as my full-time job. I work as a radio production director, putting together like all the commercials and stuff, like voiceover production work and just sound recording, editing, and things like that. So I have like the whole, like, I know how to do like everything from like sound recording, editing, and everything there. I went to college actually for radio and hosting my own radio music show back in college, but I actually did not know they had like had it in my system to do like play-by-play until after I graduated college, until I picked up play-by-play for like sports. 9:05 left to go in the first half. We're back to action. Oklahoma State with the basketball. Hey, what is good, NFL Nation? I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Oklahoma State has the top of the key. They swing it over to the right wing of the three-point perimeter now. Now they have it at the left wing. Bounce pass, left elbow with the basketball. They take a jumper. This one no good off the front rim. Ball tipped out of bounds. Last touched out of bounds by the Cowboys, so Kansas gets it back. Yes, just sad day yesterday. You guys were awesome yesterday on the channel, coming out with the support. And same as tonight. You guys have been awesome here on the channel once again. Kansas with the ball as they lead up by 14. They have it at the left wing of the perimeter. Passing over to the top of the key for the Jayhawks. Jayhawks move it over to Enaruna. Enaruna top of the key. Guarded by one lob pass into the lane. Swings it back over to the left corner. Ball into the hands of Isaiah Moss. Swings it back over to Enaruna and passes over to the left corner. Feeds it over to the right wing. Christian Braun with the basketball. Kansas still moving it around. 3 in the shot clock. They take a 3. This one is up. No good. Hits the back iron. Battle for the rebounds. And Kansas gets the basketball. It gets tipped out of bounds, I believe, by Oklahoma State at the baseline. And Kansas will get this one back here with 19 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 8:07 left to go on the game clock. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like, hit the sub here as I call it play-by-play of basketball action. Interesting. Yeah, this is my own room actually. So there's like nobody in this room right now as Kansas puts up the shot. That one's up. That one is good for 3. Interesting. Yeah, so there's actually nobody in my room right now. The shadow could be me. If you see like a shadow, it could possibly be me because it bounces off the boards. That's a floater right there. Finally, Oklahoma State hits something. It's 24-9. Kansas with the ball. They dribble past the half-court logo right now as we got 7:30 left to go in the first half. They move it over to the top of the key, put the ball into the hands of Azabuki. Azabuki at the right elbow swings it back out to the right baseline. Enaruna, dribble drive here at the free throw circle, makes his jumper, puts it up, no good, off the back iron, rebounded offensively by Kansas, going to set it up again. Christian Braun takes the 3, this one, no good off back iron, rebound by Oklahoma State. 7 minutes remain in the first half. Cowboys with the basketball. They have it at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Oklahoma State swings it over top of the key now. Dribble drive. Inside Cowboys with a left hand. That one's blocked up in the air by Azabuki. Kansas with the ball back as they have it at the left wing of the perimeter. Marcus Garrett with the basketball. Kansas making their move at the free throw circle. Low post. They swing it back outside now. Isaiah Moss dribbling the ball. And we got a reach-in. Yeah, we're going to have a reach-in foul come in by Oklahoma State. Stops the clock. Chris Harris Jr., the freshman, commits the foul with 6:42 on the clock. And we'll go right over to another break in the game right now. This game going by pretty fast. If you guys enjoy what I do, make sure to hit the like, hit the subs here as I call play-by-play of basketball action as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Yeah, this game flying by basically right now. I think you're probably seeing stuff here. It's probably like my reflection too, because it probably like bounces off the wall and things like that. Yeah, like whenever I move, because there's a light that projects like there's a light that projects in the other way, so it goes out to that way up there for the light. So it projects like kind of like towards like an angle at me or so. Yikes. Oklahoma State shooting the basketball 4 for 23 from the floor, 1 for 10 from downtown. Yeah, I've been taking a look at their offense so far. They're just going like one or two passes and they put up a shot that's like a contested shot. That's not a good look at all. It's just, that's not how you play good quality basketball. You try to get the open look for Oklahoma State. If you can, just try to take it down a level, play just take off some clock there with the ball instead of forcing up shots left and right that aren't even good looks at all. And man, it's just hasn't been Oklahoma State's game at all in this one. Yeah, my shadow is there, so it's one of the lights that's reflecting down. It's the light that reflects down right on my shadow, basically. And if I move up, you can't see the shadow. If I move back, you can see the shadow. If I Yeah. If I move around, you can even see it more. So it all depends on where I sit. Hey, welcome in, Brayton. Thanks so much for stopping by here. I appreciate it. Hayden putting out, thank you for taking my time out of my day for doing this, because some people don't have the channel or TV, or TV don't work, or some of the people as well, they might not be able to like access it also. Maybe they're like out or so, like on the road or something like that. I've had a lot of people try to find a stream while they're like on the road and just put it in the car. But I appreciate it, Hayden. Thank you so much for being a part here. This is awesome, guys. We keep on having great results on the channel, and that's exactly what I want to do for everybody. Do the best play-by-play that I can here, mixing it up with different teams. Basically, like, as much as I can here for the play-by-play, and grow the audience. And we're almost at 1K because of it. Yep. Kansas has 24 points right now. Too bad Oklahoma State didn't have an 8 on the board. That would be so cool if it was 24-8 to score. That would be so cool. 6:40 left to go in the first half. We're back to action. Kansas with the basketball, dribbles towards the left wing. That ball gets tipped all the way to the backcourt. Last touch by the Cowboys, though, so Kansas will get it right back. They have it with 8 on the shot clock. Now they have it inside, right baseline. Azubuike puts up the shot, no good. Hits the back iron, rebound to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State with the basketball. They have it at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Swings it over to the right elbow now for the Cowboys. Right baseline, they have it. Dishing this one, low post underneath the basket. They put up the shot. It's up and in off the backboard. And finally, the Cowboys have double-digit points. 24-11. Cameron McGriff, the senior, with 4 points. Kansas with the ball. Devon Dotson to the left corner, perimeter dribbling. Dotson looking to pass it somewhere as he is closely guarded. Lobs it over. Dangerous pass, but they're able to get away from it. Christian Braun swings it back out to the right wing. That's a 3 taken no good off the front rim by Agbaji. And rebounded by Oklahoma State. Low post. The Cowboys put it up. Lots of contact. Looks like we're going to have a foul on the court with 5:44 left to go in the first half. And it will send Cameron McGriff of the Cowboys over to the free throw line to shoot 2. Oh, awesome. So Ken has a free TV there. Yeah, you get free TV if you have like over-the-air antenna television. You get free TV. Let's see. Ken puts out, can I call them fun NBA toys? For sure. Yeah, definitely. So I'll put you out fun NBA toys. Shots coming up now by the Cowboys at the free throw line. 13-point game. First shot's up. First shot's good. 24-12 to score. DD putting out, just came here to have someone else watching. Same game. He knows, I appreciate it. I appreciate it for stopping by here, DD. You guys have been awesome here on the channel. Second shot, that one's up and good. Am I gonna do a stream over the All-Star game? I probably won't be able to do the All-Star game. I actually don't have TNT here. So that's why I'm not able to stream like every single night NBA. I actually don't have TNT at my house. And I haven't found like any like internet streams for TNT without either. Usually I watch the Daytona 500. I'm a huge NASCAR fan, so I'm usually watching the Daytona 500 too, because that competes with each other on the same night. Oklahoma State gets the steal, low post. They put it up and in off the backboard for 2. It's 24-15. Kansas with the basketball. 5 minutes left to go in the first half right now. They dribble at the free throw circle. Now they pass it back, top of the key. Christian Braun swings it over the left wing, and that ball gets tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Cowboys. Kansas should get this one back with 4:58 remaining. What game will I commentate on Saturday? Because at 6, Kentucky will, number 12 Kentucky plays number 17 Auburn, and at 8 or 9 Philly plays Boston. I've yet to decide with that. Yeah, I do plan to do 76ers Celtics. I might do Kentucky versus Auburn as well. It depends on my schedule. I have to see what I'm doing over the weekend. I do plan to do the Celtics game though, but the 6 o'clock game I'm gonna have to check my schedule. I'll let you guys know probably like later in the week, maybe like Wednesday or Friday. Get back to me on that. As Oklahoma State takes a 3, it's up and through. Usually the reason why from like beginning of the week or so, I usually see my girlfriend like once over the weekend and stuff like that. So sometimes we see each other on Saturday, sometimes we see each other on Sunday, and it all kind of depends on like when we see each other or so, because she comes down to visit me like once every other week, and then I have to put her back on like a certain train and everything like that as well, because I have to put her back on, usually I put her back on like a 5:15 train to go home. So we see each other usually like once every other Saturday, I think from like 11:45 to like 5:15 usually. Oklahoma State just hit a 3, and this game is getting much closer here. 6-point game out of nowhere, even though Oklahoma State was struggling earlier on. Because, yeah, I saw her on Sunday. I was at her place on Sunday, and we found out the news about Kobe. We were watching Maryland against Indiana today, and that's how we found out, or yesterday, and that's how we found out about the news happening, like after the overtime session with Maryland against Indiana. I don't know anymore. Used to always go to Homestead, Miami. That's awesome. Wow. I went to my first ever race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in July. That was so cool. I got tickets to go back again. I've been to Pocono before, never been to an actual race at Pocono, but they have free racetrack tours there. So if any of you guys are from the Pennsylvania area, I would strongly suggest it. If you're from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, out towards New York, kind of towards Pennsylvania, I definitely would suggest a tour to Pocono Raceway if you're up in that area. Kansas with the basketball, swings over to the left wing. They take a 3. This one off the mark, no good. Rebound, Oklahoma State with 4 minutes on the clock. Cowboys with the basketball now. They dribble past the half-court logo. This game getting a little bit more closer. 24-18 the score. Top of the key with Jonathan Laurent. Swings it over to the right wing perimeter now for the Cowboys. They dish it back outside to the right baseline. Low post. Looking for the jumper. This one with a lot of contact, and that's going to be a foul committed by Kansas. Will send the Cowboys back to the line to shoot 2. If anybody's new here on the channel, make sure to stop, hit the thumbs up here down below, hit the subscribe button as well. Oklahoma State 0-6 in the Big 12 Conference. Hanging in there right now. They're only trailing by 6 points. 24-18 is the score, as they were just getting destroyed earlier on, but making their shots lately in this one. So big turnaround coming up past couple minutes by Oklahoma State. So right now we're just on break. Udoka Azubuike's got Udoka's actually scoreless in this game so far. It's Marcus Garrett, the one that's got 7 rebounds. Usually Azubuike is the one that's a rebounding beast. He's got 2 blocks, though, for Kansas in this game so far. Christian Braun, leading scorer right now for the Jayhawks, 6 points. 5 points by Dotson, 5 by Agbaji, and then 3 and 3 by Enaruna and Moss. For the Cowboys, Oklahoma State, Cameron McGriff leading the way and scoring 9 points so far by McGriff. Everybody else either has 3 points with Chris Harris Jr., and then everyone else has 2 points. Yikes. A lot of these shots just not falling tonight. Kansas shooting the ball 35%. Oklahoma State at 26%. Been a lot of bricks right now. Yes, the channel switched. So this game is actually on ESPN2 tonight between these two teams. This game got switched over to ESPN2. And ESPN is airing Kobe's final game against Utah to 60.1. Well, welcome back on the channel once again, Arku3. I appreciate it. Hayden put in here, there was this one time that his whole family was at Qdoba, and they were all going to eat there, and his dad got mad at the worker, and the worker tried to throw hot cheese on him, and it was so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man, Qdoba was awesome when I used to go there a bunch of times. I had a Qdoba right down the road from college, and now there's not really a Qdoba near my house right now, but when I was in college 3-4 years ago, right down the road from college, Qdoba was the blast. That's where I always used to go after college. Hey, welcome on the channel right now, Kyle. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Right now we're just on break. If you guys are new on the channel, hit that like down below, hit the sub, as I call play-by-play here, basketball action on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Scoreboard update. We'll see what's going on here on the scoreboard update tonight. Only one other top 25 game so far. Number 18, Iowa leading Wisconsin 43-36. And then for the NBA tonight, Mavericks leading Thunder 91-81 is the score. Luka Doncic with a double-double, 27 points, 11 assists. Spurs leading the Bulls 88-78. And Minnesota Timberwolves up against the Sacramento Kings tonight, 93-66. Utah Jazz, close one against the Houston Rockets, 31-30. What channel will I commentate the Daytona 500? I probably won't commentate the Daytona 500 or so. I usually hang out with my friend and we just watch the race, either at my house or his house. We usually watch the race. That's what we usually do there. But a lot of the other stuff for Sportscaster, I might do some like stuff over on Sportscaster when there's like no basketball or football going on in like the off season. I might do like a couple of Sportscaster streams of like baseball over there. I might do like when I have a chance to do a couple baseball streams. Might cover the Little League World Series too for a couple of games. I always like to watch that from time to time. Always takes like the last 2 weeks of the August schedule for the summer over the those 2 weekends to watch some Little League. Both of those shots at the free throw line are up and through by Oklahoma State, 24-20 to score. 3:35 left to go in the first half. Kansas with the basketball. The Cowboys in a 13-0 run as we get back to action. They have it dribbling now, top of the key with Devon Dotson. Dotson swings over to Marcus Garrett. Garrett now at the left wing. Handoff Dotson. Passes over to Isaiah Moss. Moves the basketball to the right corner to Enaruna. Back inside here to Garrett. Garrett, dribble drive, low post. Swings it back out to the right wing. Enaruna with 5 on the shot clock. Moves it over to the left wing. Dotson takes a deep three. This one's up, no good. Hits the back iron. Rebound Oklahoma State. Cowboys have it. 3 minutes left to go before half. They dribble past the half-court logo with Isaac Likely. Likely now at the left wing as he hands this one off to his teammate into the hands of Keelan Boone. Swings it over to the right wing. Right baseline dribble here for Oklahoma State. Puts up the shot. It is blocked though, but they're going to say a blocking foul by the refs. Committed by Tristan Enaruna. And the Cowboys will go to the free throw line, shoot 2 as they're on a 13-0 run. This game at the beginning looked like it was all Kansas straight up from the start here. And then after this, Oklahoma State going on a run somehow, some way. Yes, so now this game is getting close. Hey, no problem, Hayden. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it tonight. He's going to go in a while, like 9, no, actually 10:30 because he has school tomorrow. So you're an hour behind me then, because right now it's 9:51 where I am. First shot's up. First shot is good. 24-21 this game and getting really, really close. Hey, welcome on Sportscaster for Vaughn right now. Vaughn is on Sportscaster as well. 2:48 left to go in the first half. Second shot, that one is good. Oklahoma State, last 15 points scored in this game by them. 2:45 left to go before halftime. Kansas has not scored in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Jayhawks with the ball. They have it into the hands of Devon Dotson. Swings it over to the right wing, Marcus Garrett. Garrett with 18 on the shot clock. Dribble drive, low post. Puts up the hook, and he gets fouled. And Marcus Garrett will shoot 2 at the free throw line with 2:34 remaining. Two shots coming up by Kansas here at the free throw line. Marcus Garrett, first shot's up, no good, hits the back iron. They're still scoreless in the last 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Oklahoma State hanging right in there at home against the number 3 team in the nation. Kansas was on a roll early on. The score was 24-9. This looks exactly the same. By the way, the game I commentated on Friday, second shot's up, and that one is good. It's a 3-point ball game. What was that? Friday was a good NBA game that I covered. I cover so many games that it just bypasses my mind what I covered. Oh, man, was it Philadelphia? No, I don't think so. I'll look back at the archives what I actually covered over on Friday. I've called so many Philly games lately. Oklahoma State with the basketball, top of the key, dribbling now. They swing it over to the right wing of the perimeter. Passes over to Likely here. Dribble drive inside Isaac. Likely puts up the shot too high off the backboard. No good. They get the offensive rebound. Puts it back out on top now. Swings it back out to the left wing. Makes their move free throw circle for the Cowboys. Low post here for Oklahoma State. Back in their way. And now they put it back outside. As that is Jonathan Laurent. Passes over to the left corner. They take a three. It's off the mark. No good with a minute 45. Rebound Kansas. Kansas with the basketball now past the half-court timeline. They swing it back to the left corner. And now they make their move inside to the right wing of the perimeter. Oh, yes. Heat and the Clippers. Yeah, I've called so many 76ers games that it seems like it's just like yesterday when I called them. That's why, because they've been on national TV so much. So, there's just been so many games I've called here. I was taking a look at it. 25-22 the score right now with a minute and 22 on the clock. Yep. Clippers against the Heat, and that was the Friday game. 76ers Raptors, that was the Wednesday one. Yeah, that was the one that Fred VanVleet went off. So, yeah, that game started out, the score was 24-9 in it, too. That the Heat was up early, up by 15 against the Clippers. Clippers came back, and they just stormed in the second half with Kawhi and won the game. Going inside the low post, Oklahoma State puts up the shot. It's up and in off the backboard for two. It's close here. 1 point game. 25-24 with a minute and 5 remaining. Kansas putting up the shot. That one's good by Devon Dotson. He's got 7. 3 point game once again. Under a minute left to go before half. Cowboys with the basketball. They have it at the right wing of the 3 point perimeter. Dribble now to the left wing. That is number 11. Yeah, that is number 11 for Oklahoma State. Or actually, that's Avery Anderson with the basketball now. Number 0 puts up the shot right baseline, and that's going to be a foul again. Defensive foul by Kansas. Stops the clock with 41 seconds left to go. Kansas just hasn't been able to hit their shots at all. They went on a massive scoring drought of like almost 6 minutes, basically. 41 seconds left to go. They were up 24-9, and now it's 27-24. Yeah, definitely. This game has been so slow for sure, Patrick. Man, these two teams just stone cold from the floor. Oklahoma State misses their first free throw. Checking into the game for the leading scorer, Devon Dotson, heading out of the game right now for the Jayhawks. Final 40 seconds. Checking into the game, Michael Jankovic, freshman from Dallas, Texas, into the game now for Kansas. Second shot a miss by Oklahoma State. Rebound Jayhawks. Jayhawks with the basketball. They have it at the right wing perimeter. Garrett now dribbling at the top of the key, guarded by Likely. 27 seconds left to go. 10-second differential shot clock and game clock. Passing over to the left wing into the hands of Garrett. Garrett here with 20 seconds remaining. 10 on the shot clock. Makes his move. Right baseline dribble. Swings it back out to the top of the key. Christian Braun with the basketball now at the right wing. Swings it back over to Garrett. Takes a deep three. It's up. No good off the back iron. Offensive rebound though. Christian Braun, Kansas, puts it up. And this one rolling around the rim up and good for 2. 29-24, 2 seconds left to go. They're going to heave up this one just outside the front court, outside the half court. No good off the back iron. No good right there. That's a 5-point ball game. Oklahoma State, though, they should be proud of themselves how they ended that first half. Ended on a 17-5 run. And it looked like there was just zero hope in the game at all for them, like early on throughout the first like 10 minutes of it. Man, it's just totally different here. In the game for Oklahoma State, 29-24 is the score. So right now we're just at halftime. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure to drop the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play basketball action on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Vaughn is back from Lumas' stream. So Vaughn hung out with my good friend Sam over on Sportscaster. That's awesome. It's 9:50 where Hayden is too. Now it's 9:58 where we are, as time has passed quite a bit. Do I think ESPN will cover Kobe's funeral? It all depends on what the family wants with Kobe's funeral. If they're gonna have like any media or anything there to have it be covered, I believe that ESPN will most likely be there though to cover Kobe's funeral because it's such an iconic figure. So he's just such an iconic figure that there's barely been anybody else to compare. That's just like I've only felt that way just like a couple of days of my life, in my 24 years of life. I only think like 2 times in my life ever before that it's kind of been like that, where it feels like the whole world is going in slow motion the day after. That is just so sad. Michael Jackson is definitely one of them. That was terrible when Michael Jackson passed. I remember that day back in 2009. And then when Dale Earnhardt passed, I was only 6 years old, but I actually do remember where I was as well for when Dale Earnhardt passed. Same as when Michael Jackson passed. And this one will be stuck in my mind for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years and so on in life. Did I see Tracy McGrady's interview on Kobe? I actually did not. I'll have to check that out when I do have a chance, though. Oh, that deuce. Yeah, good first half. Oklahoma State looked like there was just zero hope in this team to do anything early on in the game, and they have come back. And now they're only down by 5 at halftime. If they had hit their free throws, this would have been much closer going into halftime. Would have been 29-26 into the half if they had hit those last 2 free throws. But just struggling from the floor right now in this first half for these two teams. Kansas shooting the ball 35% from the floor. Oklahoma State at 27% right now from the court. The shot's just not falling at all. Oklahoma State 2 for 12. That is it from behind the arc shooting. And at the free throw line, those 2 costly free throws. They could have been a perfect 8 for 8. They're 6 for 8 right now. That they missed the last 2 free throws within like the last 40. I think it was like 41 seconds left. They went to the free throw line. Yep. All that Deuce putting out here. Only person he can compare to is Bruce Lee worldwide. Cole, hey, welcome Cole on the chat. Yeah, that was just terrible with the Michael Jackson death. I think that was in June of 2009. That was just so weird, and it happened the same day as Farrah Fawcett. I remember that. It happened the same day as Farrah Fawcett in June of 2009. So right now we're just at halftime, everyone. We'll get right back here to the second half in just a couple of moments as I call play-by-play basketball action. Yeah, it might be just a little bit delayed here compared to the actual game or so, because I'm using a program called OBS. So when it actually broadcasts out, it's like a 30-second delay usually to when the actual game is. I'm actually streaming this game off the laptop. We actually don't get ESPN here from our TVs. We're able to get it through the laptop though, so it might be just like a tad like 15 to 20-second delay too from the laptop to the actual game. Wow. Let's see, other stuff going on in college basketball tonight. Only one other top 25 game. Wisconsin leading Iowa. Number 18 Iowa trailing by 7. 50-43 is the score. Last 10 minutes left to go in the second half in that game. Games going on throughout the NBA tonight. Mavericks leading the Thunder. Last 3.5 minutes as Dallas is up 105-92. Luka Doncic with a double-double. 27 points, 11 rebounds. Spurs up a close one against the Bulls in the last 6:40 remaining. 95-91. San Antonio leads it. And the Timberwolves lead the Kings 100-82. Rockets up against the Jazz 46-40. Yep, June 25th. June 25th was the day that Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett passed away. Man, that was just a terrible day. I know exactly where I was that day. I was up in New Hampshire with my family. We were coming. We were at the summer place up in New Hampshire when we went. I think we went out to eat at the local pizza place down the road. We came back, turned on the TV, and we heard the news, and it was just terrible, terrible news. All that Deuce putting out here, my job that I have is very interesting to old head Deuce. He is a veteran and didn't finish school. Yeah, if you like to go into like something like radio broadcasting or radio production, there's places that you can get a certificate and for like a program for that, for like radio production work and things like that, like audio work. All you basically need is like a certificate. They usually take people more like inclined with like a bachelor's degree, but still they should be able to take somebody with like a certificate there. They have certificate programs for like broadcasting schools only that they do. Because before I was trying to apply for college, I saw a broadcasting school that I interviewed at that was like about an hour away, so I took an interview there. I was a junior in high school at the time, and then they had accepted me into the program, but they didn't realize that I was only a junior in high school, that I needed to finish off my senior year in high school. I actually didn't go to that broadcasting school though. It was called Connecticut School of Broadcasting. It was located in Massachusetts. They have locations in Connecticut and Massachusetts, but I didn't go there because I wanted like an actual college atmosphere. I don't know anymore. Puts he remembers when the Marlins pitcher died. Yeah, Jose Fernandez. That was so sad. I remember that day too. Oh man, speaking of that day, I was back in college. I was in my senior year of college, 2016, and I was hosting my radio show with one of my co-hosts, and he was the one who found it out, and he brought it up, and of course he was the one who had to purchase like a bunch of Marlins memorabilia to honor right after that. That was tragic. That was in a boating accident. And then I was working, yeah, I was working at the radio station. That was springtime when or summer, yeah, it was summer actually, when Tyler Skaggs passed away. I was coming home from the radio station, just driving home, listening to another sports talk radio show, my 20-minute commute, and then I heard the headline to the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, and it said about that he passed away in a hotel getting ready for that Texas Rangers game. They were taking on the Texas Rangers for the LA Angels, and Tyler Skaggs passed away. It's just terrible. Man, I couldn't believe that when I heard the news about that. It's just been so tragic, like, lately. Vaughn putting out here had an uncle who passed away around this time 4 years ago. January 30th, 2016. Went to school for a few hours and then had to leave early because he had a funeral from his uncle that was on. I'm so sorry to hear the passing of your uncle, Vaughn. So sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, if you guys need anything, feel free to let me know here. My condolences to you guys. If you had anybody like a family member, a close friend, family member, any like close people you really know, my strongest sympathy and condolences go out to you guys as well. So right now we're just on halftime break. We'll get back to the second half here in a couple minutes. Wilt died in 1999. Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain passed away in 1999. And then, yeah, David Stern passed away on New Year's Day. It was just tragic with that. I was watching a bowl game, I believe. It was Florida against Alabama. I was watching that game, and that's when I first heard the news of him passing. Right on New Year's Day. I appreciate the old head Deuce. I have heart, and this is cool with my show. Yes, this is pretty awesome. You guys have been awesome here on the channel. Yeah, Bill Russell is still alive. let's see. I'm gonna take a look at Bill Russell's age. I was taking a look at pictures today. I was like, wow, can't believe it. Bill Russell still living strong. Another one of those people that's still living strong. Not basketball, but for NASCAR racing's Richard Petty. Richard Petty just living strong. 82 years old. 85 for Bill Russell. Yes, Sold at Deuce putting out many great still alive. Appreciate them while we have them, indeed. I remember it was last year we lost John Havlicek, and that was a huge one. Reflecting back on John Havlicek, never got to see him play because that was well before my time, but he played for the Celtics. He was just an incredible Celtics player back in the 70s, and it was just sad to see the passing of John Havlicek too. Just so many great players though throughout the years. It's too bad. Steve McNair. Oh man, I remember when I heard the news about Steve McNair. He got shot and killed. That was terrible. It was like a couple of years. I think it was 2 years after he ended with the NFL, and he was like a really good quarterback too. So we're gonna get back to action here in a couple minutes, everyone. With this game, it's pretty close than what I expected here. Oklahoma State was getting blown out. They only had single digits on the scoreboard through like halfway through that first half, and then they were down 24-9, and then the points just somehow they were able to get some shots to fall down, even though they were only shooting the basketball like 29% from the floor in the first half. Oh, sorry to hear that, Hayden. His cat died a year ago. She had a seizure and she was a kitten. I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, I was working with two other people at the radio station today, and they came in. They host like a financial show every single Monday that I work the financial show for them, and they were telling me that one of them had to put down their cat over the weekend, and then the other guy came in and he said the same thing. He had to put down his cat over the weekend too, and that the cat was only 4 years old. It's so sad. It's terrible. Vaughn remembers back in 2016, yes, Prince died, and he remembers where he was in that time in school. Yeah, it's those things, like, you know, the exact moment, like, exact time in history, and the place that you were in. It just sinks in your brain, and it doesn't leave your brain at all. I remember when Prince died, too. I was in college. We were sitting in our writing for communication class in the Mac lab in college, and we heard about the news. We were just logging into the computer, and we saw the headlines, top of the Boston Globe. We were like, what? What is this? Oh my gosh, this is just terrible. So we'll get back to the second half couple moments from now, everyone. I remember waking up, I think I was a sophomore in college, and I heard about the news that Aaron Hernandez, they took his life in prison at the jail cell. I mean, it's just terrible. Hey, what is good? There's my man John. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. I appreciate it. If you guys enjoy hockey, feel free to check out Off the Wall Hockey. That's my best friend John on YouTube right now here. Right now, we're just at halftime. Kansas up by 5 against Oklahoma State. I'm shocked. Oklahoma State was trailing 24-9, and then they come on a 15-0 run. Even though they shoot the basketball like very low, 29% from the floor in the first half, Kansas just barely any better. And we'll get back to the second half in a couple of moments. But it's what I was saying before. It's like those exact places in time, basically, that you guys know, like, if it's that type of event, it just sinks in your mind, like, years and years and years down the road. Like, same thing with Michael Jackson and Dale Earnhardt. It's going to be sunk in there for me for years and years and years. Just seeing the headlines when they first popped up. Hayden putting out he was really sad when Juice WRLD died because he was only 21. His birthday was 6 days before he died. He was on the plane and had tons of illegal stuff, and he had a seizure. Man, it's just too bad. Like, things like that with, like, the drugs and stuff that wreck people's lives too. It's just terrible. who was it? Post Malone. I remember it was like a year ago or so, or like a year and a half ago around this time. I was at the radio station, and everybody was on Twitter and stuff like that, wondering if Post Malone was gonna like pass away. I guess the aircraft that he was in was about to like, I guess it like lost like it was having like problems with the aircraft up in the air, and it was flying like right above Springfield, Massachusetts. They tried to relocate it to Westfield at the airport. Later landed in it was out in New York. It landed in towards the Hudson area of New York. But man, that was scary. I remember that day with Post Malone where his plane had an engine failure and it was like up in the sky and everybody was tracking off the flight. We're back to action. Oklahoma State with the basketball. They take a three. This one is no good off the mark. And a rebound by Kansas here. 5-point ball game. Jayhawks with the ball. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subs here as I call play-by-play basketball. Swings it over to the right wing. Kansas with it. Now to the left wing. Christian Braun moves it over top of the key. Braun, lob pass over the top. That's a Azubuike. Missed the alley-oop jam. The basketball goes out of bounds. Oklahoma State gets it back through the first 40 seconds. 19-20 left to go. Oh, man. Golden opportunity. Alley-oop, and he just misses it. The pass was a little bit wide, but I have no clue how that basketball in the alley-oop jam went all the way off the top of the backboard and on the bounds. Azubuike, no points tonight for the big man. It's a very rare day for somebody who leads college basketball in scoring. Oklahoma State has it left baseline for the Cowboys. They swing it back out to the left wing of the perimeter. Pass over to the left corner. Dribble drive. Low post here. They dish it back out on top. Isaac Likely for the Cowboys. Dribble drive. Low post. Puts up the shot. Likely. Shot hits the front rim. No good. Rebounds by Kansas. Kansas with the basketball. Dribbling past the half-court. Logo swings it over left wing. And they dish it back outside to the right corner now for Kansas. Moving along to the left wing once again. As that's Egbaji. Feeds it over to Azubuike. Azubuike guarded double team back over to Egbaji. Into the hands of Dotson. Swings it over to the right corner. They take a three. It's off the mark. No good. Ball pinwheels around. Rebound Cowboys. Yeah, definitely. That's what I was saying earlier here, John. Indeed, I haven't like ever experienced like a death like this impactful as like Michael Jackson here, like one in the headlines. And that was like when social media wasn't like that like big of a thing back in 2009. That's when like Twitter was first getting started, and then here we are 11 years later. And it's just crazy. Kansas with the ball now, right wing, bounce pass into the key as they have it. Low post swings it back out to the right corner. They take a three. It's up. It is good with a triple. That is good by Christian Braun. He's got 11 points, the leading scorer tonight for the Jayhawks. 32-26 now the score. Oh, wow. Didi was around when Elvis died. Man. Wow, that's a long time ago there. That jumper right baseline, no good. Yeah, I was speechless yesterday. I could not believe that. Dribble drive, low post. Oklahoma State puts up the shot, goes up and in off the backboard. Are they going to count it or not? I don't think they're going to count it. They keep the clock, they keep the score 32-26. Like, I was, like, speechless yesterday. I was shocked that they had the NBA games yesterday. Like, I was coming home listening to, sports radio. Of course, that was the only talk that they were having. But people were wondering if they were going to hold all the other NBA games, and they were on yesterday. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in for the support yesterday. That was awesome. We got a huge group of people on the channel. Oklahoma State committed the offensive foul. Kansas dribble drive to the basket. They get fouled, so 2 shots coming up here by the Jayhawks at the line. Yes, I do remember Whitney Houston as well. Whitney Houston and Prince. Gordie Howe, Von Puttier, Tom Petty was another one. That was a few years ago with Tom Petty and yep, Kobe. And can't forget Dale Earnhardt either. That I remember the day. I was 6 years old when I remember the Daytona 500 with Dale Earnhardt. First ever Daytona 500 I remember watching. And that happened. Unfortunately, Sterling Marlin got into the back of him on the final turn. Turned him right up into Kenny Schrader. And Now it's just NASCAR's changed for the better though, with a safer barrier and everything. So they learned from that, and they were able to change the sport, so nobody's been able to die from that ever since. 32-28, 16:56 left to go. Because before that, they just never invented a safer barrier. Whoever got like killed in a crash or something like that. Before that, it was a couple racers before that got killed. A couple of them in practice. One of them at New Hampshire, another one at Michigan as well. Yep, I remember I was we were in Cape Cod. It was February vacation out in Cape Cod at the Ocean Mist Hotel. First shot no good at the free throw line. Second shot coming up here by Kansas is they're leading by 4. This one's up. This one is good. 33-28 now the score. 16:55 left to go in the second half. Oklahoma State still hanging in there in this game, even though they've yet to win a game in the Big 12 Conference. 0-6. Coming in 7.5-point underdogs tonight. Swings it over to the left wing. Passing top of the key here for the Cowboys into the hands of Lindy Waters, the senior. Dishes this one to the left baseline. Low post for the Cowboys. Cowboys back in their way. Inside, they put up the shot. Too high off the backboard. No good. Rebound, Kansas. Kansas with the ball now. Swings it over to the right wing. They dribble to the top of the key. It's Isaiah Moss with the basketball. Push it back out to the left corner. Christian Braun. Money. Once again, he's coming up huge off the bench lately. Braun with 14 tonight. Knocked down 4 3-point shots. 8-point lead for the Jayhawks. Oklahoma State with the ball, and they turn it over. Step on the baseline by the Cowboys, and they're going to turn it over. Yeah, we were really young for that, for the Daytona 500 one. And I remember it was like right after that, I think it was like 2 races after that, Kevin Harvick comes out with a fresh look, number 29 race car with Richard Childress, and he comes up and gets the win in like his second ever career start at Atlanta. He was driving in the Goodwrench, taking place for Dale, where Dale drove the black Goodwrench number 3. I feel like they should have retired that one. They left number 3 out there for like after Dale. After Dale, that number 3 stopped for like almost 15 years, and then Austin Dillon took over, and then almost tragedy struck again. I think it was the Daytona race back in 2015, I think. Man, I don't know how Austin Dillon survived that. But that's the improvements of the safer barrier ever since. Safer barriers just helped out for NASCAR, so there was a positive from that. It's just too bad it happened to Earnhardt. Too bad it wasn't discovered beforehand with that, because there were other ones beforehand that happened. Adam Petty was one of those. It happened at New Hampshire. He crashed right into the wall, and it was just solid concrete back in the day. And then right after Earnhardt, they incorporated in the safer barrier. So right now we're just at another break. 36-28 to score. Kansas leading right now. 15:50 left to go in the second half. So we'll get back to action in a couple of moments. Christian Braun has got 14 points so far, leading the team in scoring. 4 for 7 from behind the arc. Hayden putting out, you remembered Muhammad Ali died, and he was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and so he was the greatest boxer of all time. Yes, I do remember that too. I remember when Muhammad Ali passed. It's too bad. That was awesome, with Dale Jr. winning the summer Daytona race. That was awesome. Yeah, it was Mikey and Dale Jr. came 1-2 there in the 2001 Daytona 500. And man, it's just been a crazy week of sports, because we go all the way from like a huge, massive brawl in basketball that I've never seen before, from the Malice to the Palace. I wish that we could, like, if we could have a rewind button all over it again and go back to like Friday or so. I definitely would love that. If we could just go back to like Friday or something with a rewind button and just play this weekend all over again, because it's just too bad. It just doesn't seem real. Yep, Jose Hernandez. So that was in 2016. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier with the boating accidents. I was in radio class that day. I was hosting my radio show with another kid there who used to host with me at the radio station, and we heard about that news. And then he was the one who had to go on his parents' credit card and order like a bunch of Jose Fernandez stuff right after, and he just bought like a ton of memorabilia from that. 30. It's going to be, okay, so I'm going to update the score here. Kansas just hit a three-point shot. It's 39-28, 15:52 left to go in the second half as we're back to action. So Kansas just nailed down the three-point shot when we were at commercial break here. ESPN just joined in a little bit late. Oklahoma State has the basketball. Right wing perimeter. They dribble now to Isaac Likely as he makes his move to the left wing. Handoff to his teammate. Now dribble drive low post. Floats up the shot. Is blocked. They do get it back, though, for the Cowboys. Cowboys have the basketball. 15:30 left to go in the second half. They have it at the right baseline. They dribble now right wing, making their move inside into the hands of Lindy Waters. Swings it back out on top. That's a three. Taken. It's up. No good. Hits the front rim. Rebounded by Kansas. Kansas with the ball now. Dribbling past the half-court logo. 15:20 remaining in this game as they're going to slow down tempo. They put the ball into the hands of Christian Braun. Top of the key, moving towards the right wing for Braun. Guarded by one. Swings it back over to his teammate. That is Achai Agbaji. Puts it inside. That jumper in the key. It's up. It's good. 2-point shot good by Kansas. Marcus Garrett delivers 41-28. Under 15 minutes remaining. Oklahoma State with the basketball. They were trailing, though. Only by 6 points hanging in there. But now this game is getting a whole lot wider here with the margin. They have it at the right wing of the perimeter. This is Thomas Dugzagwa with the basketball for Oklahoma State. Dribbling right baseline. Puts this one inside. They take the jumper. No good. Hits the front rim. Rebounded by Azubuike of Kansas. Jayhawks with the ball now. Take it past the half-court logo. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget, spike the like, hit the subs here as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball tonight. Kansas has the basketball inside the key. They swing it back outside to the right corner perimeter. Moves it over to the left wing. Isaiah Moss with the basketball. 14:10 remaining. Passing over to Christian Braun. Christian Braun now dishes this one over to the right elbow. Low post over the top right there. Azubuike puts it up and in for two. 43-28 now the score. 14 minutes remaining. Kansas on an 11-zip run. Last 3:10. Oklahoma State with the basketball. Right wing perimeter here for the Cowboys into the hands of Dugzagwa once again. Passes over to the left corner. His teammate has it. Top of the key. A lob pass inside. Low post. Spin around. Thinking about taking a jumper. Lots of contact. And that's going to be a foul committed here by Azubuike in the low post of Kansas. Oh, they're going to say tie-up actually. Looked like it was an Azubuike foul. Lots of contact in there. They're going to say tie-up. It's going to be Kansas possession arrow. And yeah, back in 2016 with Arnold Palmer, that is a huge loss. Greatest golfer of all time. September. Oh, that was September. Yeah, both of them on the same day, September 25th. So right now we're just on break. We'll get right back here in a couple moments, everyone, as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball once again tonight on YouTube. Big thank you, everybody who's tuned in here for the streams. You guys have been absolutely awesome here tonight as we keep on growing the 1K. This has been incredible. Man, we just hit 900 on Friday, and we keep on growing and growing and growing. More streams to definitely come here. Yeah, 2016 was a bad one. 2016 was a bad year for me too, I think. 2016 was rough. 2016, there was just some of the days that I just didn't want to wake. I was in college. Some of the days I just didn't want to wake up and go to college. It was rough. I just hid under a rock some of the days, put on my sweatshirt and my hoodie. It was tough to just go outside. Yeah, this game is getting out of hand once again. Looking like how it started out in the first half in this game is exactly how the second half is starting out once again. Yeah, 1993 was a bad one too for debts too in sports, especially in the NASCAR community. Davey Allison and Alan Kowicki, they both lost their lives. Davey Allison was flying a helicopter in the Talladega for the upcoming week for the race, and his helicopter crashed right in the middle of the racetrack, and he died from that. It was a private helicopter. Then Alan Kowicki was heading out to the next racetrack that they were heading out to for his NASCAR race in '93, and he passed away in a separate, it was an airplane crash for Kowicki. Man, it was a terrible year, I remember, for NASCAR. I wasn't alive yet, but just watching the historical videos from that, it was just terrible. And they took around the number 7 Hooters hauler one last time around the track at Bristol Motor Speedway to honor Alan Kowicki. Hey, well, Hayden, thanks so much for stopping by here, and he'll be in the next stream. Awesome. I appreciate it, Hayden. Thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of your night. All right, we'll be back to action here. 13:45 remaining, 43-28 to score. Oklahoma State playing some defense as they're struggling here in the second half shooting. 1 for 8, that's it from the floor. Kansas is 5 for 7. Kansas with the basketball now. They have it at the right baseline. He tried to float up the shot. That one with a lot of contact. And it's going to be a foul committed by the Cowboys. So Kansas will go shoot 2 at the free throw line. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, it had Deuce putting out here. Another tragic one. Derek Thomas of Kansas City. That's just another player where his life just cut too short. I don't remember Derek Thomas. I actually believe I do remember him from playing Madden 2000s. But watching, like, actual sports, I can remember, like, for the NFL, I can remember anything past, like, the late times of Dan Marino. I think him playing, like, up to 99 2000s, I believe. But the early beginnings, like, of like 99 2000s, there's very few things. The actual first full game I remember was the tuck roll game with the Raiders against Patriots. Both of the shots are good at the free throw line by Kansas. 45-28 is the score. Oklahoma State floats of the shot. That one no good. Rebound Kansas. 12:50 remaining. Jayhawks take a 3. This one is up. No good by Agbaji. Rebounded by the Cowboys. Cowboys with the basketball, dribble past the half-court logo. Top of the key now for Isaac Likely as he moves it inside. At the right elbow, swings it back out to the left wing perimeter for the Cowboys. Dishes this one over to the top of the key. Oklahoma State has it into the hands of Thomas Dzagwa puts into the hands of his teammate Lindy Waters. Puts a shot up in the key, and that one's no good. And Christian Braun commits the foul. Low post stops the clock with 12:30 left to go. So the Cowboys will go to the free throw line here. Shoot 2 shots with Lindy Waters. First shot's up. First shot is no good. Hit the back iron as he missed it. Second shot's up. This shot is up and through as well. 45-29. The score of this one. This game getting right out of hand once again. Scoreboard update. Chicago beating the San Antonio Spurs tonight. So the Bulls getting the W, 110-109 the final. DeMar DeRozan dropping down 36 points, 10 rebounds for the Spurs, but not enough as Zach LaVine scored 23 points tonight as the Bulls won by 1. 45-29 to score. Kansas dribble drive inside the low post. They lob it up over the top as Abuki puts it up and in off the backboard for 2. 18-point lead now by Kansas. Udoka finally has 4 for the number 1 shooter percentage-wise in college basketball at the moment, shooting the ball at about 81% from the floor. Right baseline dribble. Oklahoma State with the basketball. Tons of contact. And we got another foul on the court. Stops the clock with 12 minutes remaining. It's going to be a non-shooting foul before the shot went up. So the Cowboys will inbound the basketball in just a moment. Right in their front court, they pass it to the right corner. And lob it over to the right elbow into the hands of Jonathan Laurent. Swings it back over to the right wing, Chris Harris Jr. He's got the basketball. Takes the jumper right baseline. That one off the mark, no good. Oklahoma State try to save it, and they tip it out of bounds. It will go back to Kansas. 11:48 left remaining. feel free to join me back in tomorrow. I'll have some coverage for you guys. Play-by-play. A couple of good games. Never called Florida State this year, but Florida State right now ranked at number 5 in the nation. So feel free to join me tomorrow night for Florida State number 5 taking on Virginia. The game is at Virginia at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And then right after that, join in progress, number 9 Duke hosting Pittsburgh for the next game right after that. I'm trying to see what I can do on Wednesday. I'm probably planning to do college on Wednesday. I've yet to see LSU play this season. LSU is on Wednesday on ESPN2. They're taking on Alabama. Should be a good game. So that's what I do plan to do on Wednesday. The NBA game isn't that great on Wednesday. It's the Brooklyn Nets versus the Detroit Pistons. So Pistons have kind of just not been up to the hype for this season. Tons of injuries there for the Pistons this year. So I'm probably going to go college for Wednesday night. Usually I go NBA, but the NBA game for ESPN isn't that great for Wednesday night. And then for Friday, I do plan on doing the NBA. I think it's Mavericks against Houston. So that's going to be a really huge game there. Hopefully we'll be able to get some big numbers on that one for Dallas versus Houston. And then I do plan to do Celtics versus 76ers as well on Saturday night. If everything goes well, I'm not sure. I haven't checked the weather yet, but I heard in the forecast Saturday into Sunday, like up in the Northeast, is supposed to be pretty bad. So if for some reason you guys don't hear from me for like a couple of nights, it's probably because I lost power. So I think that we're supposed to be getting like a blizzard up here, like in the Northeast. Like, I don't know what it is. It might be Saturday into Sunday, though. But from what I've heard like pretty bad, like 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, like a massive like blizzard, like 12 to 24 inches. I think that's going to be over the weekend, but it all depends if the weather's even cold enough. It says right now 41 degrees and rain and snow. 41 for the high, 28 for the low. So right now we're just on break, 47-29, 11:48 remaining here. Make sure to smash the like, hit the thumbs up as I call play-by-play. A basketball action here, college basketball, March Madness tournament, NBA on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Kansas rolling right now, Christian Braun leading the way and scoring 14 points, 12 points by Cameron McGriff on the other side for Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State struggling all day long shooting the basketball. 21%, 9 for 42. That is it. They can't hit threes as they're 2 for 15 from behind the arc. It's just been a struggle. All that dude's putting out. Better get supplies now. Super Bowl snowed in. Well, the fans in Miami will be fine. It's just weird this year how they're playing at like an outdoor venue. I don't think there's been a Super Bowl in an outdoor venue since the Colts versus Bears with Rex Grossman. I think that was back in 2006. Everything else, basically, that I can remember is out in a dome for all the other games I remember. I think it's like upcoming, like one of the upcoming Super Bowls in the future, they're going to play at MetLife Stadium. We're back to action, 11:30 left remaining in the game right now. Kansas with the basketball. They dribble to the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Now they make their move inside, passing it back outside. Isaiah Moss takes the three, left corner, it's up. It's a three-ball tray right there from the outside. They're going to say 2. His foot was on the line, so they say 2. 49-29 to score. Then Oklahoma State low post puts up the shot off the backdoor cut. It's good. 49-31. 11:10 left remaining. Kansas dribbles past the half-court. Logan now with the basketball. They swing it over to the right wing into the hands of Marcus Garrett. Garrett now looking to pass it someplace. He's at the right corner. He does. Azubuike swings it out to Moss. Moss at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. Passing. Free throw circle over to Azubuike. Now they dribble drive. Inside by Kansas. That shot a little bit too high off the backboard. And we get a foul right now with 10:52 remaining. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's the one with Cam Newton. 2016. Carolina versus the Denver Broncos. So that was outdoors. (49-31) the score. Inbound coming up now by Kansas on the court with 10:50 remaining. They pass it over to the top of the key. Isaiah Moss has the basketball. Moss swings it out to the left wing into the hands of Garrett. Garrett now dribbles top of the key, swings that one back over to the right wing. They take a three. I don't know if that was meant for a pass or a three, but either way it worked. Somehow, some way. They bank it up and then off the backboard, and that counts for three. So Kansas lucky right there on the shot. 21-point lead, 20-3 run in the last 6.5 minutes by the Jayhawks. Oklahoma State swings it over to the left elbow. They have the basketball now at the left baseline. Back over to the left wing. They take a three. This one's off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound, Cowboys. And there's a rebounding foul. Right as Oklahoma State got as Kansas commits the rebound foul, low post. Cavaliers snapped their 7-game losing streak tonight. They beat the Pistons 115-100. Miami Heat over the Orlando Magic tonight 113-92. Bam Adebayo with a triple-double, his third of his career. Oklahoma State puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Kansas. Kansas has it with 10 minutes left remaining. They have it at the top of the key. Lob pass. Low post right now. That ball is taken away. Yup, this game is right now a blowout. Oklahoma State off the steal, though. They have it. Swings it over top of the key. Dribble drive inside. Lindy Waters passes over to the right corner into the hands of Laurent. Laurent feeds it over to the low post, and they jam it down for two by the Cowboys. That one is good. Still getting blown out, trailing by 19. 52-33, 9.5 left remaining. Top of the key now to Kansas. Kansas with the basketball into the hands of Marcus Garrett. Garrett guarded here closely. Swings it out to Azubuike. Azubuike passes right corner three. This one is up. No good. Hits the back iron. Battle for the rebound. Who's got it? The Cowboys do. They last touch it though. It goes out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say Kansas poked it out of bounds. Close right there, but Kansas pokes it out. Hey, welcome back in here, Landon, once again. Awesome. So Landon's doing a Heat Celtics game tomorrow. Kansas will inbound this basketball in just a moment, as this game has just got it out of hand. If you guys are new to the channel, drop the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play of basketball action. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I cover college basketball, NBA, March Madness tournament, NBA playoffs, all on this channel. Kansas lob over the top, low post, and we got another foul committed by Oklahoma State. Stops the clock with 9:10 remaining. Yes, so Andy Katz put in Rhode Island there in the Power 36 today. I saw that. I was like, yes. ESPN and the AP Top 25, they also put in Rhode Island for some of the receiving votes. They're not in the top 25, but they're outside, I think. They're at, like, number... I'm not sure the number, but they're probably around, like, number 33, 34. That's for the AP Top 25 poll. They're in the portion that's below the Top 25 that says others receiving votes. They received some of the votes this week. That is a missed three-point shot by Kansas. Rebound by Oklahoma State. They have it at the right corner. Rhode Island coming off a 6-game winning streak, by the way. Trying to improve to 7. They take on George Mason. I think that's tomorrow on Tuesday. Then they have a huge game against VCU on Friday. That one's over on ESPN2. As well. I'm going to probably go Mavericks versus Houston. That's going to be a huge game on ESPN. So I'll do that. Mavericks against Houston, since that's going to be a huge game. But I'll let you guys know that score, because that is also a big, big time game. VCU against Rhode Island on Friday. Yep, so Andy Katz had Kentucky at number 11 in the Power 36. 52-33, Azubuike with 5 blocks tonight, by the way. 4 points only, but 6 rebounds. Kansas to inbound, 8:30 remaining. If you guys are new, drop the like, hit the sub here on the channel as I call play-by-play basketball action. Isaiah Moss swings it over to the right wing. Christian Braun with the basketball. Passes over to Garrett. Garrett shot fake at the right elbow. Kansas dribbling around, swings it back out to the left corner. They take a 3. It's up, no good. Hits the back iron. Rebound by the Cowboys. Cowboys with the basketball now. Dribbling past the half-court logo. Now they make their move to the right wing, handoff into the hands of Caleb Boone. Caleb Boone now with the ball. Swings it back over to the right corner, intercepted. Here they go. 2-on-1 fast break to the hole. Christian Braun gets fouled from behind. They'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Christian Braun intercepted it. With 8 minutes remaining, he'll shoot 2 at the line. Oh, awesome. So Landon's doing Kentucky versus Vanderbilt on Sportscaster on Wednesday. Cool. Yeah, that game's over on the SEC Network. First shot coming up at the free throw line by Kansas. That shot is good. They lead by 20. blowout tonight here. It's at Oklahoma State. I honestly thought Oklahoma State could give them the run for the money tonight. At least put it to a good game, but tonight has just been a struggle. Second shot coming up, and this one is good as well. Oklahoma State will fall to 0-7 in conference play unless something happens here. A miracle barring the last 8 minutes. Christian Braun checks out of the game. What a game tonight, though, by Christian Braun of Kansas. Once again, as he is getting starter minutes. 16 points tonight by Braun. Oklahoma State with the basketball at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. They dribble now at the free throw circle. Take a jumper. This one, no good off the back iron. Ball tipped out of bounds. Tipped out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock. 7:47 remaining. Alright, so it looks like right now we're just on break, so we'll get right back over to the game in a couple of moments, everybody on YouTube here on the stream. Interesting thing here, Landon. Not sure because if you knew this yet, but Kentucky's playing Vanderbilt on Wednesday. How about this? Scottie Pippen's son plays for Vanderbilt. He's a freshman over at Vanderbilt. Plays for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Scottie Pippen Jr. And Landon's doing on Friday, NBA Rockets, Mavericks, Lakers, Portland. Awesome. Yeah, Didi putting out, he is a Kentucky fan too. Awesome, you graduated Kentucky, lives in Florida now. That's so cool though, that you guys actually, that you went to a D1 school. That's awesome. Wow, Iowa came back. They beat Wisconsin tonight, 68-62. Wisconsin's one of those teams in the bubble. Not a good week for bubble teams at all. Michigan, looking like they're going to be the latest casualty out in the March Madness projections. Michigan just keeps on dropping and dropping. By the way, Xavier Simpson, he has been suspended from Michigan. That news dropping today. He was top 5 in assists per game this season for Xavier Simpson in the nation for college basketball. Just terrible news that went around today. I'm going to see if I can bring up this article to see what happened. But Xavier Simpson has been suspended from the Michigan Wolverines. Oh, he actually, I didn't check the latest assist numbers until like a couple of days ago. He was top 5. Now he leads the nation in assists. So he is the #1 assist leader in the nation. Point guard for Michigan. Xavier Simpson. Michigan State's Cassius Winston, but Xavier Simpson for the Michigan Wolverines, who leads the nation in assists, suspended for, it says, undisclosed violation of team policy. So he's going to be missing tomorrow night's game against Nebraska. Michigan just dropping down 2-6. I think, let's see here, I'm going to take a look at their conference standings. Yeah, 2-6 in the Big Ten, 11-8 overall. They've lost 4 straight games in a row. Just keep on dropping down. They have another one, must win, at Nebraska tomorrow night. Landon wants to call Lakers game Friday, first game after the tragedy. Calling a lot of Lakers games, though, because they're big games. Yeah, Lakers have a ton of games coming up on, they got a bunch of games over on, ABC as well coming up. Golden State has one. They have one on ABC, and I'm not even sure if they can flex it because the other games are just terrible one of those nights. I forget the night, but it's on the Saturday night, and there's only 4 other games, and none of the games are good. They're like a good team against a bad team. As this jumper in the key, it's up, no good by Oklahoma State, rattled out, and Kansas will get back to basketball. 7:30 remaining. So, looking like Michigan's not going to make the tournament if they keep on dropping. Another team's Memphis. Memphis has lost 2 straight games. They lost to SMU on Saturday, got crushed by Tulsa last week by 40 points, right corner 3. And this one is up, and this one is good. Oh, okay, so Didi is a woman. Awesome, yeah. Wow. Awesome. Thanks so much for pointing that out here. Because a lot of the people, I assume that it's usually a lot of people here on the channel are male usually. Because a lot of the people here, 95% of my demographic is. But awesome, I get a lot of diversity here on the channel, which is really cool. 57-33, 6:55 left to go. Will San Diego State make it to the Final Four? I'm going to say no to that, too. They haven't really played anybody good, but they have a couple good wins in there in non-conference play. But they're not, like, top, like, of the best wins that somebody could have. They beat Creighton. They destroyed Creighton in one of their games, but I mean, it's not like they played like a top 5 team. That's the thing. Second shot. This one is up. This one is good. The first one was a miss by Oklahoma State. 57-34, 6:50 remaining in this one. Kansas dribbles past the half-court logo, swings it out to the left wing into the hands of Agbaji. Agbaji moves over to the left baseline. Now they dish it back out to the right wing. Ball tipped. Stolen away by the Cowboys with a lot of contact, though. They're going to say here that it was a defensive foul by Oklahoma State, so Kansas will get the basketball right back, and they'll inbound it. Or no, they're going to go to the free throw line, actually. So they're going to go to the free throw line, stops the clock, 6:42 remaining. Yeah, Kentucky definitely is getting better and better and better. They made a huge improvement. Let's see. I'm interested to know what that schedule is coming up. Kansas shooting in the bonus at the free throw line. First shot in the 1-and-1 is good. They lead by 24. Let's see. I'm going to bring up the San Diego State schedule. See what they got for, like, ranked teams. I think they're running away with the Mountain West. Utah State is an interesting case. Let's see where Utah State is. Oh, they have fallen off the wayside. 16-6, 5-4 in the conference in the Mountain West. Really? Utah State was supposed to be good this year. That game, watch out though. February 1st. So, next game they take on New Mexico. They take on New Mexico on Wednesday for San Diego State. But on Saturday, as that's a lob over the top, and that's a Buki jams it down off the alley-oop pass for that one. This game's getting out of hand right now. It's 61-34. So we approach the 6-minute mark, but watch out for that game. San Diego State against Utah State on Saturday. That could be a game that San Diego State gets upset in. Oklahoma State takes the timeout on the court. 6 minutes remaining before this game is finished off. How about that Kansas defense? Holding the Cowboys to 34 points. They just can't get a good quality shot off tonight. It's been a struggle. 21% shooting. It's just been brick after brick after brick, which basically everybody has fled the arena at this point right now. Taking a look at the seats on the broadcast. A ton of empty orange seats out there tonight. San Diego State upcoming schedule at New Mexico on Wednesday night. They take on New Mexico, who is 16-6. Then they take on Utah State on Saturday. That's home for San Diego State against Utah State. That team is 16-6. San Diego State's got wins this year. They crushed Creighton 83-52. They beat Iowa 83-73. They also killed Utah in that one 80-52. So those are 3 quality wins there for San Diego State, winning like the first quadrant into second quadrant or so for San Diego State. The thing is, though, they haven't played like any like spectacular teams. The best team they played all season is Creighton and Iowa. Those are the top 2 best teams they have played. That's like not like any spectacular team. It's not like they're playing like a high power type of team like a Kentucky or a Louisville or Michigan State or a Kansas or a Duke. They're not playing that type of team, or a Baylor. They're playing a Creighton team who got knocked out of the top 25. And then an Iowa team who's barely in the top 25. 61-34, 6 minutes remaining. Oh, that's awesome. So Dede went to Kentucky under a gymnastics scholarship. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's incredible. As we're back to action, Oklahoma State with the basketball, right baseline dribble. They put up the shot. This one is up. This one is good. 61-36, Cameron McGriff. He's got 16 tonight with 5:40 remaining. Kansas with the basketball as they're going to dribble past the half-court logo with Achai Agbaji. Swings it over to Christian Braun. Braun now top of the key. Lobs it over to Agbaji. Low post, puts it up, and he gets fouled. A lot of fouls in this game right now. I would definitely say Kentucky's going to beat Auburn on Saturday. Auburn is one of those teams I feel like if the matchup is given there, I feel like they'll be upset in the first round of the NCAA tournament, depending on the type of matchup. If they're seeded with like a 13 or 4 or 12 or 5 seed, with Auburn getting either a 5 or a 4 seed most likely, I feel like they'll be upset. Texas Tech, looking at the bracketology, latest projected seeds, they're putting Texas Tech all the way back in an 11 seed. Wow, they went way back. They went from top 25 to barely making it in now into the tournament. Crazy. 5:10 remaining, 61-36, Kansas with the basketball. They dribble now at the right wing perimeter. Bounce pass, that's going to be a kicked ball violation by the Cowboys. Stops the clock with 5:05. Hey, welcome on Sportscaster here. Sports News Alert. Thanks so much for stopping by. Kansas inbounds it, right corner, 3-point perimeter. Bounce pass over to the top of the key into the hands of Devon Dotson. Swings it over to the left wing. Isaiah Moss with the basketball. Puts up the 3-point shot off the mark. No good. Rebound Oklahoma State. Cowboys with the ball. 4:50 remaining. So they have it at the right wing of the 3-point perimeter. Puts up the shot. This one's up. No good. Hits the back iron. Rebounds by Kansas. Kansas with a big burst of speed here. One man to beat into the lane with a layup up and in off the backboard for 2. This game's been done for a long, long time. Devon Dotson with 9 points tonight, being held well under what his actual scoring total has been. It averages 18 points per game this year. Kansas outscoring Oklahoma State second half 34-14 in the point production, as the Cowboys put up a 2-point shot. They get it to fall. Last 4:15 remaining. Christian Braun had an open look at the 3. Instead, they're just going to pass it to kill off clock right now. Dribble drive inside low post, and a reach-in foul committed by the Cowboys. Stops the clock with 4:06. Tons and tons of empty orange seats out there. I'll take a look. Let's see what we got for Texas Tech. Because I know heading into the game they had lost to TCU. I think so. Let me confirm on that for 3. Because they had a bad loss right before against TCU. Let's see what we got. That was only 2. So only 2 losses. They had one against Iowa State before that. So Texas Tech has lost the last 4 of the 6 games. They lost against Baylor and West Virginia to begin the month. And then in the middle there, they beat Kansas State and Iowa State, two of the teams at the very bottom of the Big 12. And then they come back, they lose at TCU by 11. And then they lost in overtime against Kentucky. So Joe Lunardi for bracketology has got Texas Tech as an 11 seed. That's where he has them right now. So they go all the way from being ranked at number 18 to being an 11 seed, barely in the tournament, as that jumper to key falls down by Oklahoma State. 63-40 to score. Last 3:15 remaining. Cowboys with the basketball as they almost turn it over. Kansas last touched it as it stops the clock, as the Cowboys will inbound it. Oh, they haven't updated it yet, though. They say they got it dated January 24th. So they still haven't updated the ESPN bracket yet. So he's just giving out seating how he would expect to have it. So right now we're just on another break. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, hit the sub here, as I call it, play-by-play of basketball action on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We'll be back just in a matter of moments in a basically blowout game tonight. I should be back tomorrow for some more basketball. Florida State, number 5 in the nation, as they are taking on Virginia. Should be a good game. Virginia with a number 1 defense in college basketball, but Florida State, number 5 in the nation this season. I've yet to see Florida State. We'll see how legit they look in the next game. And then Duke, number 9 in college basketball, is hosting Pittsburgh, so we'll see how Duke holds up in that game. Usually we got like a ton of people heading for like Duke streams, which is awesome. I'm thinking about Wednesday doing LSU versus Alabama instead of an NBA game. The NBA game over on ESPN isn't that great. I think is the Pistons against the Nets. So LSU, I feel like they're number 22, 6-0 in the SEC. I feel like LSU should be placed much higher than that. They should put them into the teens instead of the 20s. They should be put at like 18, 17, 16 or so for LSU. They've been one of the teams, I feel like, that should be ranked much higher. Another one of those teams I feel like that should deserve to be back in the rankings. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the rankings. USC. USC just barely lost to Oregon in overtime. Actually took them over to double overtime for USC. But they're outside of the top 25. So LSU new to the top 25 this week at number 22. I think everybody else stayed the same. Wichita State's in there once again. So Wichita State welcome back into the top 25. They're at number 23, as they were out last week. They replaced Memphis. Memphis with a hard drop. I don't even know how they receive votes. They receive 11 votes. USC received 9 votes. Rhode Island received 6 votes. So Memphis is on the AP Top 25 poll. Memphis is somehow higher than USC and Rhode Island, which Rhode Island is over Purdue, Florida, Arkansas. Arkansas is another team that's been low-key this season. Florida has just been a complete seesaw. Tulsa has 3 receiving votes. St. Mary's has 3 as well. Wisconsin has 1. Akron and Harvard. The team to watch out, though, for the Ivy would be Yale. Yale is the team to watch out for the Ivy, in my opinion. So we're back to action. 63 to 43, 14 remaining. Florida has just been a complete seesaw this year. I can't get a read into them at all. Like one game they show out just blowing out Auburn. The next game, they have all momentum on their side going into the Baylor matchup. They lose against Baylor. I just don't have a read at them at all. Same as a couple of other teams. South Carolina. No clue about South Carolina. Like, they go out, they lose to Stetson and Boston University. They come out and they win on a buzzer beater against Kentucky. Like, it's those type of teams that's just complete bouncing back and forth. Purdue is another one. Crush Michigan State by 29 at home for Purdue. Oklahoma State was just fouled. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. First shot's up. First shot's good. 63-41. Yep. Kentucky plays Vanderbilt on Wednesday. I wish that game was on ESPN. I wish I could cover another Kentucky game for you guys. They put that one over on the SEC network, though. I don't have access to the SEC network. Second shot's up and through. 63-42. 3 minutes remaining before this game goes final. They're just going to have to clear this one before the 10-second call takes place, and they do. Kansas with the basketball past half court. Logo, they lob it over the top of the ball. It's deflected, stolen away in the alley-oop attempt there by Kansas as Oklahoma State has it. They take the jumper. This one deep, too. Right elbow, they put it up, and they make it through for 2. 2:40 left to go. 19-point lead by Kansas. And Isaac likely has 8 points tonight for the Cowboys. Half-court trap set up here by Oklahoma State, but Kansas able to get through that half-court press. They have the basketball into the hands of Devon Dotson. 2:20 remaining. Dotson dribble drive left elbow, swings it back out to Egbaji. Egbaji moves it over to the right wing here for the Jayhawks. Jayhawks with the basketball. Top of the key, they're dribbling with Isaiah Moss. Now over to Garrett. Garrett swings it inside. Low post, they put up the shot. It's blocked. Oklahoma State with it. As they're going to set it up. They did not have numbers. Oh, they're going to take a 3. 3 from downtown when they don't even have anybody back to rebound. Not even close off the rim. Rebound Kansas. Under 2 minutes left to go before I sign off. Kansas swings it over to the right wing. Passing over to the right corner. Open 3. This one is up. And Aruna misses it. Braun gets the rebound. Tries to put it back up. No good. Rebound Oklahoma State with 1:40. 1:40 remaining. Cowboys dribble drive low post inside. Puts up the left-handed layup. That one is up and good for 2. 63-46 with the last minute 29. And Oklahoma State comes up on the court, commits the foul, and it stops the clock. Left to go. 1:29 remaining. So a minute 29, basically, in a meaningless score at this outcome here. If you're Oklahoma State, you don't want to pull the Kansas State. You don't want to pull the Monmouth in this case when we're down to the final 10 seconds. But no more Silvio De Sousa until the season finale against Texas Tech. I could not believe my eyes what happened last Tuesday night. I was calling Kentucky, Georgia when that happened. Yeah, that was right. I was calling the Kentucky-Georgia game. I chose that game over Kansas State. Kansas State was not playing well this season. If they had been playing up to par like they were last year, ranked in the top 25, I would have taken that one over Kentucky-Georgia because Georgia was unranked either, but K-State was the worst team out of the bunch of four. As Kansas gets both of the shots of the free throw line, puts it up to a 19-point game once again. But man, that was just chaotic there. I'm shocked that Silvio De Sousa is even still playing in college basketball right now. Missed jumper by the Cowboys. Rebound by Kansas, last minute and 10. Kansas dribbles past the half-court logo. Now they make their move, passing over to the left corner, and Aruna takes the three off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound Cowboys, last minute. Dee putting out, like she said, she lives in Florida now, but loved going to the sports bars when Kentucky plays Florida to cheer on her Wildcats. Awesome. That shot is good up and through. 65-48. The weather must be so nice out in Florida, especially during the winter time. Summertime it can get like really, really hot. I've been to Orlando a couple of times. We went to Disney. We went to Disney a couple of times when I was with the marching band. We took trips down there. We took trips down for show choir too when I was back in high school. We got the last 40 seconds remaining. Kansas just absolutely blowing out Oklahoma State. Cowboys with the basketball. Top of the key. Last 30 remaining seconds. Dribble drive, low post. Puts up the shot. This one rolling around the rim. Goes up and through for two. Oh, yeah, for sure. I bet you. That's like the same thing if I was to show up in like... If I was to wear, like, Patriots gear over to, like, Albany or something like that, or, like, New York City, I would get the same looks myself. Because everybody in that area, they're either a Jets or a Giants fan, as this game is finished. Last final 5 seconds as the clock goes right off. Oh, so that's not too far from Orlando. I think that's, like, 70 minutes away or so in Tampa. This game has just gone final. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the stream tonight. Thank you, everyone, here for the play-by-play call of the game. Once again, everyone was awesome tonight on the channel. Respect here. And we had a great stream once again. I should be back tomorrow night. Some more college basketball for everyone. I think a doubleheader. We're going to have Florida State versus Virginia in the first game. Second game, I believe, is Duke versus Pittsburgh. As we'll see how both of those go. I know there's like a bunch of people as well that I've gotten for like the Duke streams as well. Yes, we were discussing best logo. Old Head Deuce putting out here. Yeah, I was thinking about it. One of the logos that I really like for college basketball has to be Creighton. Creighton is a pretty sick logo. Reminds me straight up of the Toronto Blue Jays, but it's just, instead you just put the C in there. It's a pretty sick looking C that Creighton has, and then you put the Blue Jay right in the middle of the C. It's an awesome looking logo. Creighton's logo was never like that back in the 2000s. I remember, I have a PlayStation 2 game that I used to play growing up as a kid. It was March Madness 2006. And Creighton, for their logo, when they used to play in the Missouri Valley, their logo was just an orange basketball that said Jays on it. Man, like a decade later, in the mid-2010s to now, that logo has definitely changed. And Creighton, man, they have a sweet looking logo, the C with a Blue Jay in the middle, which they have now. It's absolutely an awesome looking logo. So I like that one for sure, Old Head Deuce. Alright, so this game is finished. This one is gone final. I thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here. Old Head Deuce, Vaughn, and Dee. Thank you so much, all, for stopping by here. I appreciate it. Gonna sign off right now on the channel, everyone, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube here. Thanks so much for stopping by, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everybody. And make sure, send your prayers out here to the legend, the Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and his family, friends, especially his wife, and to the family and friends, to the other 7 people after Kobe and his daughter passed away on that flight as well. Make sure that we pray tonight, send condolences out to them as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Wrapping up tonight as this one's gone final. Kansas with a W over Oklahoma State, 65-50. Signing off, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night.